Welcome back, everybody. It's Bryce here again. Today we're going to be doing a 737 flight. I know way back ago, I think around 4 years ago, I did some X-plane12 stuff, and around, currently to this day I still play it. And I wanted to kind of make a reamped version of the older video. I did a full flight from Kansas City to, I believe it was KDSM, this airport for Des Moines. This time we'll be making the sequence but going back in X-plane12 with my voice as well. Last time I did no mic, and this time I can actually edit and cut out parts that need to be cut out. So let's get started, and let's start up this amazing aircraft. Yeah. Alright, this is so stupid. I gotta redo this shit. Okay, let's step into the plane here. 737-800 from Zebo. For some reason this door is open when it shouldn't be. That's weird. I'll figure that out later. I think I can close it from here. Please, please, please. Okay. I don't know why that was open. Anyways, I'll continue this take. Let's step into our aircraft here. I figured out how to shut the doors. What you do is you hit this handle, sweet. Alright, so door is shut. Let's head over to our cockpit here. It looks amazing every time. And then we have 0 passengers because nobody wants to fly our airlines, and I get why, because I'm the pilot. Anyways, we'll shut our door, and we will start our startup checklist. So I have here our battery. Let's flip that on. Okay, let's do a fire test before we mess with the engines. We'll take off the yokes for now. So we'll do our engine fire test here, or NOPS. And yep, that works. Cargo bay. Check our squibs. Good. And then next we have APU start. Turn on left fuel pump. Okay, so our APU is powered up. We can now transfer the bus. So we're going to switch it to the APU bus ties. Now that our plane has power, APU lights are good. Yep, they are good. Debris circuit fans are on auto, and left pack's auto, ISO valve auto, and APU bleed on. And then we have engine start with APU, packs will be off. Fuel pumps on left to right. Check. Electric hydraulic pumps, turn those on. And ignition switch to the left. Engine number 1 start sequence. And 2 above 20%, put on idle. Yep, 20 and above. Idle it goes. Wait for this engine start switch to go back. Alright, cool. We'll put this on continuous. We'll do the same process for the right engine. Ignition right, ground GRD, 20%. Okay, so now we have both engines on. We'll turn on the engine gens, which I think they're already on. Yep. Probe heat on. And window heat as well. Cross check, that's on, yep. The packs will be on auto, ISO valve. ISO valve on auto, and APU bleed off. APU on or off, we'll keep it on just in case, and we're going to switch over to Gen 1 and Gen 2. Engine knobs continuous, check. Put that back to both, and etc. switches. Turn on that. We'll go through all this here. Alright. Then we're going to work on one of the most confusing things that I had to learn on this is the IRS. From what I know, put them on align and switch it over to heading status. Gives you display in minutes, 7 minutes. Once these show white, you can switch over to nav, and you keep them at nav and turn your yaw damper on. Okay, so our RS has now been finished loading, so that's pretty good news, right? So here's how you do this. It'll say enter IRS position. I hit clear, and I hit, I believe, route. No, init reference. You take this coordinate here, and you enter it in the blanks, and automatically it'll bring up your PFD and NFD, navigation, yeah, your ND. Oops. But yeah. I can't make a serious video without fucking laughing, I'm sorry. Okay, but since I've done this flight from Kansas City to Des Moines a whole bunch of times, I know it pretty much at the back of my hand, or the back of my head, sorry. However, I'm still going to put it in the system a lot more easier. Anyways, so we're at KDSM. So origin KDSM and KMCI. This is like a really late sequence flight from what, 4 to 5 years ago. I'll try to pop up the video of what I'm talking about here, but if I can remember. But that's that. We'll be taking off of runway. Oops, wrong tab. We'll be taking off of runway. Let's see. I would like we could do 3-1 and then we do a left turn. That'd be pretty fun, I think. Or we're gonna do 2-3 and head south. We'll do runway. They want us to take off at 1-3, which I'm okay with as well. Yeah, we'll do runway 1-3. And if you heard that, that was my dog barking in the background. Okay, so runway 1-3. I like to make my own little departure route. So 1-3 will go to Forum. To Forum, and then we'll do one more turn to the right. We could go down to Lamoni if we want. I don't really mind either way. We'll do Forum and then maybe something over here. We'll do, I don't know, silly. It's not a standard keyboard. And that should do it for now. Try to keep it simple here. Yep. And then perf in it. I want to add some more fuel, just slightly more fuel. Yeah, there's definitely not enough fuel. Do 140. And it is current time. And current real weather on February 14th at 5:52 CST. Perf in it. Get our gross weight calculate. That rhymed. Alright, 5/1, and then flight level 1 is at flight level 168. We rounded off to 170. Hit execute. Using reserve fuel. Okay, cool. And one limit, 26K. For the weather we have here, I don't think... Nah, we won't need 26. We'll do D rate for climb 1. And we're not even going above 18,000. Take off. Flaps. Do flaps 5. We'll be alright with flaps 5. After I enter the flaps in, I like to set them immediately. Go. We got our flaps set, and then we'll do CG. I forgot what that means, but it's our degrees for the trim. So 4.75. We're literally at there, actually. So I'm not gonna mess with that. That's actually pretty cool. Change this settings to preference. Put that on RTO. Okay. The V1. The V speeds are what they're called. Start with the V1 here. 116 is what they want. Do that. Switch it over to rotate. Rotate at 16 as well. We're going to bring that up to 120. And then all the way over. Alright, cool. So that's that. And we will be taking off in dry conditions. Yep. Alright, cool. We can do our arrivals. We'll do, I always do 19er right for Kansas City. 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, we'll stick with 19er right. Because that's the runway we did take off of from that first video. Well, technically it was 01 left, but you know, the same-ish runway. Okay, 19er right. Yes. ILS. I don't want any transitions or approaches or stars. It works fine without it. And then right here, oh no, we got a blank. What do? We overwrite the one below it, and then hit execute. And boom. You got your flight plan. And I like to double check and run through the flight plan here. I'll show you. Up here, hit plan. Gives you your radius, and you can basically see your whole flight plan, as you can see here. Start, finish, and that's if I need to go around. So a pretty direct flight plan here. I'm okay with it. I like it. Okay, so now that's done. We will now go through the. Do I want waypoints? I don't know. I don't think I would. Put on our TA on, and then we need our altimeter setting. 29er, 89er for both sides. 29er, 89er. Yeah. Okay, so that's set. We'll run through some tests here for the warning systems.
Flight slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Obstacle. Obstacle. Pull up. Airspeed low.
Alright, so that works. Awesome, awesome. Man, I can't wait to fly this thing again. So now we have our flight plan in, and we're going to start our time here, because why not? Flight plan in, the rest, all we got to do is kind of fine tune everything else for departure. 17,000 for our altitude. And same thing up here. Landing altitude at the runway is 980, rounded off to 1,000. We'll also switch these to flight anyways. Doesn't really matter much in here in the sim. Okay, I am satisfied with what we have. So I know maybe some people are like, oh my god, you started the engines at the gate, how dare you? It's a simulator. This is not real life. I understand that, but this is the way that I've been flight simming, and everybody has their own way of doing it. I usually bring the indicated airspeed to 200, around there-ish, and take off runway 130. On the heading, which kind of matches up there, 133. Everything looks good. I'm going to run through this one last time. Just a quick little run through. Okay. Anti-ice, we'll turn that on after takeoff. Okay, top panel's good. Bottom panel here. Nice. And then FMC panel. Sweet, okay. Alright, I'm gonna call the ground guys in, and hopefully they don't take too long getting us back, but we'll see you on the taxiway. Okay, so looks like they pushed us back maybe a little bit too far, because we're right we're right in the island right now, which I didn't really realize. I think we're supposed to like push back here. Anyways, we're back. We'll turn on our taxi light on so that we can see. The sun's just about set, so I don't think the sunglasses will need to be used. We are taking off away from the sun anyways. I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. So I think let's go ahead and get started to fly now. Okay, so runway 13 is, we're on taxiway Delta. It's all the way at the end, so I basically have to cross this runway here, which I believe is runway 23. Yeah. And then have to go follow these green lights basically. So, nice little peaceful cruise before we, you know, I guess it starts to get rowdy. Slow it down a little bit. It's a really sharp turn. And I like to maximize as much runway as I can, so I'll go out here. I'll hit the middle and just turn it sharp. Oh, a little bit too much. Oops. Bring ourselves back to center. Okay. Auto throttle armed. 40%. Turn on LNAV, VNAV. I am ready for takeoff. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, actually 40%. Okay, stable. Check.
V1.
Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Check 400 laps too. 1,000 check. We're going to keep it about 10 degrees here. A little bit below. Okay, now we can start turning in. Flaps 1. Alright, flap 0. Once we get to 10,000 feet, I'm going to turn on autopilot. Okay, 9,000. Speed 249, and we're getting cutting it close, but that's max speed. And 10,000, we bring on autopilot. No hands, cross check. Alright, autopilot active. We got N1, LNAV, and VNAV speed, so that's good. Top of climb here. We're a little, I want to say a little bit fast, but it's adjusting right now. So that is beautiful. Turn off the taxi light. Bring that to center. What's our cruise speed? 463. Okay. That should be, that should be okay for what we're doing. I want to get some cinematic shots. Yeah, we got time, dude. Alright, 1,000 feet left. Alrighty, just doing a cruise altitude check-in. we're gonna check in what we have. Landing lights off, passenger sign is needed. We have slight turbulence and a crosswind of 11 knots coming from the right to the left. As you can see, it's a little bit of turbulence. It's nothing too crazy, so it's not shaking my plane or anything like that. I did forget the anti-ice. Wow. It's on now. It is -6 Celsius, so it is important. We do have some beautiful, I guess, sunset clouds heading towards Kansas City. It did rain earlier, so yeah, that is quite nice. I love this game. This game is amazing. However, this is our cruise altitude check-in. Everything's going smooth. Our top descent is about 35 miles, so I'll check in with you guys for the approach and the final, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so it's about, let's say 15 miles out for top of descent. They want us at 2500 for MADIG, MAD TG waypoint, so we'll go ahead and switch that to 2500. There we go. And then make sure that is off so that it can automatically read it. Yep, so that's that. We're starting to descend here. The descent process does take a while. I may have to cut that out. Possibly, maybe. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll see, however I, edit this video. But there's our top of descent. So far, everything's been smooth, stable on the flight, which is awesome. And the takeoff is probably one of the best takeoffs I've ever done, which also is really cool. It gives you that little boost of confidence. I'm excited for the landing part. We'll see how well that goes. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, we're 10 miles out. We're starting to get some turbulence. Yeah, we're right in the clouds, yeah. Holy cow. You can see the autopilot constantly adjusting itself.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going through an area of turbulence. We ask passengers to please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened. Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to refill them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. And kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle.
Alright, so looks like we're approaching the localizer here, which is that dotted line. We're going to go ahead and tune our frequencies in for this landing. Runway 19 right will be 109.10. 109.10. Put it on active. Same thing for the other side, 109.10. And then the course will be 1901. So we gotta change that here. This helps us, the course kind of helps us fine-tune the localizer so that it exactly knows which one it is. So I think there's like multiple frequencies for this. So it's like, okay, so it's this one. And the course is really, I think it's like the heading, the technical heading of the runway. So, runway 19er, and then 1 as in the magnitude, heading magnitude, that's right. Just like so. We'll also get the information for the airport. Wind 050 at 9 knots, visibility 7 miles, rain, sky conditions overcast at 500, few at 27,000, temperature 10 degrees, dew point 8, altimeter 2983. 2983, so we got to go down several digits. 4, 3, same thing for the other side. 2983, oh, that's 2, 1 on my right, there we go. Awesome, so, let's see, overcast at, so visibility is 7 miles, that's fine, fine-ish. Overcast at 1500, so that's kind of a problem. So we'll really need to use this ILS here. I'm hoping it does catch frequency this time. Sometimes it doesn't want to do that. It's above freezing temp, so we can turn off the anti-ice. Okay, so we are now heading towards our final approach, getting towards closer to the runway. It's going to tell us to get some drag, and so I'm thinking we can start putting down flaps right about maybe a little bit more, and we'll wait. We have our procedures ready to look at, and I am getting stressed out because every time I land it's stressful, but it's fun. And we are kind of heavy on the fuel, so we'll have to really watch our landing here. It is a little bit turbulent, but you know, we really have to lock in here. Okay, we do have some time to slow down. We'll throw down our first set of flaps once we're about 10 out. Because we're right at the bottom of the speed cap. In fact, it's actually going down. Alright, I think flaps 1 or 2 should be good. We'll auto brake. Speed brake arm, and we will now, yeah, we'll throw down our first 2 here. Get some rain as well. We'll bring the speed brake up a little bit more, flight detent, and we'll bring down flaps 5. Okay, bring back that. Okay, flaps 5 set. Alright, so far we're looking really good. I can't wait to land it. I want to turn down the brightness up here though, it's really bright. Sweet, man, freaking, this is awesome. This is so cool. Okay. Oh, we got some lightning. Cool. Alright. Now we'll bring down flaps 10.
2,500.
Check. 2,500, 1,000 to go. Stand by for localizer. Yeah, we really need to utilize this localizer. I really hope it does catch on this time. We're just gonna have to find out. It is pitch black out. I cannot see a thing. Okay, we're getting closer. Okay, Speed is a little bit too low than I would like it at, but we can try to maintain it here. Alright, so far everything looks good. Alright, left turn. We are in line with the runway. And approach mode will be on 3, 2, 1. Alright, localizer capture, flaps 15, and gear down. Speed is manual. Ooh, I cannot see a dang thing, man. Alright, we'll do flaps 25. Bring down speed. 139 will be okay. 1000 check. Missed approach altitude set. 3500, 3600, 3500. God, we're getting so close to the ground. Okay, runway in sight. Awesome. Oh, it came out of nowhere. Sweet, sweet.
500.
Check.
$400. 300. 200.
'Cut throttle.
60, 50, 40, 30, 20.
Reverse. Check 80 knots. Speed reverse off and exit runway. Runway turn off light enable. Okay, we'll take this exit up here. Slow it down a little bit. Oh, woohoo, that was a beautiful touchdown. Okay, exiting runway. We shall turn off runway landing lights and taxi light enable. We gotta find our gate here. Still left. Beautiful touchdown. Holy cow. It's probably one of the best ones. Okay. Airport said we can park at any gate we want. Sweet. I'm like slightly shaking. Oh, this is so nerve-wracking. Cause I couldn't see past below like 1,500 feet. That was insane. But that gave me enough time to like adjust and like, okay, I know where the runway's at and I know how to perform this. So that was really awesome. Okay, turn off this light so I don't blind anyone. Alright, we'll park it here. I like this spot. Slow it down a little bit more. And park. Parking brake set. Sweet, man. cool. Okay, so then I don't know if there's ground power available here. Okay, I guess it is. We'll just run it off the APU. So we'll go ahead and shut down these engines here. Alright, I just do it this way here. Yep, that's set. Turn those off. And no, I'll redo that. For the ones that watch this video, thank you a lot. I wanted to make I guess another X-plane12 video. I love this game so much, and it perfectly ties along with the flight I did 4 years ago. And so yeah, it turned out to be really great takeoff, great cruise, and an even better landing. The landing was actually really good. In fact, I did show clips of it after that. So thank you for everything, really. Hoping this channel can go somewhere. I mean, I don't really. I have a job already, but I also do this, you know, on the side. Anywho, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.